my name is Millie and I'm the manager here at Source by the Langham. In lieu of you guys being able to come and visit us at Source, we wanted to give you some tips and some of our trade secrets so that hopefully you can bear the storm at home and get a bit creative in the kitchen as well. So this first recipe I'm going to run through couldn't be easier. It is a really basic roasted tomato sauce. And this is going to go very well with, chicken, fish, obviously your pasta dishes as well. It's perfect for dry pasta, minimal ingredients and very quick to come together. But it's not compromising on maximum flavour. So this is literally putting together about 5 ingredients. We've got our baby tomatoes here, which we just literally chuck straight in the pan. Just make sure you've given them a wash. And then I'm just simply going to add things to the pan. And then we'll just be able to roast it off for about 15 minutes in the oven. And once our pasta's ready, we'll bring it all together. So we've got the tomatoes in the pan ready to go. And I'm going to start adding all the rest of the ingredients. So I would go for, if you can, you've got some stockpiled at home. A little bit of the extra virgin olive oil would be really nice. We're going to use up some old garlic cloves. It doesn't need to be really fresh because we're simply going to bash them with the back of the knife. We're still leaving all of the skin on, everything like this, just chuck them straight in. Obviously we're going to add a nice pinch of sea salt. Pop that in there. I also really like to add some dry herbs, so if you maybe have your own mix, like chili, oregano, Italian herbs, maybe a bit of garlic as well. This is one of those kind of dry spices with a bit of oregano and a bit of chili. Fresh herbs will also do the trick, so you could add some thyme here, you could add some fresh basil leaves. Just bear in mind the fresh herbs will get a little crispy as it cooks. And then one of my go-to ingredients for this as well, it means you don't need that much seasoning, but it does add that really nice kind of umami flavour, and that's some anchovy fillets. So they're going in the pan, and just know that even if you're not a real fan of fish, then they're going to kind of melt down, and together with all the oil and the tomato juice, it's going to make that nice sauce in the pan for us. And then the last thing, very important, we're going to add a nice squeeze of lemon juice. So this is just to add that acidity, to balance it out. Hopefully your tomatoes won't be too acidic or too sweet. Set that aside, and then I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stir here, just to get everything coated together. And really, it's as simple as that. You don't have to use a big tray like this. When I'm at home, I just use a simple casserole dish or a little baking tray, something like that. But really, we just want them to get really nice and roasted in an oven between sort of 180 and 200. And you'll see the tomato skin start to blister. And once it comes out, you can just finish it off by crushing the tomatoes down and creating that sauce. So in it goes. By this time, we've had a good 20 minutes and the tomatoes, as you can see, are all blistered and roasted, and they've got so much juice as well coming out of them. So you just want to have a little bit of a squash, really. That's all I can describe it as. And what's great is that it doesn't really matter if you do this sauce in advance and you just let it on the side until the rest of your meal is ready to go. Because what's going to happen, especially with pasta, you can always stick this tray back through the oven, but once we add it to the cooked pasta, we're going to add some of that cooking water, and that's going to kind of rejuvenate the sauce as well and reheat it essentially. So we've got in here the melted anchovy, roasted garlic, roasted tomatoes, and all that goodness from the bit of herbs and spices as well. And obviously when we come to dress, we can just dictate the texture of the sauce by adding the water, adding more olive oil, and if you're that way inclined, then a bit of grated cheese or something as well. So this is all going to come together as soon as we cook the pasta.